We are today on the 78th day of the practice of the Bhagavad Gita. And today I have chosen the 16th shlok of the 14th adhyay. Verse 16, chapter 14. Let's read it. Karmana sukrita syahu satvikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasa phalam. Bhagavan tells Arjun, the reward of a righteous act, they say, is sattvic, that is, faultless in the form of joy, wisdom, and dispassion, etc. Sorrow is declared to be the fruit of a rajasic act, and ignorance is the fruit of a tamasic act. So you know that there are three gunas. We have been discussing that for the last many days. And so our actions can either be sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. And depending on the kind of action, we will also get the corresponding result. A sattvic action obviously will give us a sattvic result. Rajasic will give us a rajasic result, and a tamasic action will give us a tamasic result. So let's take each of these three categories, see what kind of result they give us, and how we can bring those suitable results in our life. Sattvic acts will give us sattvic results. So what are sattvic acts? Sattvic actions are those which are prescribed by the Vedas. Things that we'll read in the Bhagavad Gita, which Bhagavan tells us we should do, the sadguns that we should have, the kind of actions we should do, our swadharma, according to our varna and our ashram, those are all prescribed actions. Bhagavan says if you do them, what result you will get is sattvicness. Sattvicness, meaning the three examples of sattvicness that he has given is happiness, wisdom, and vairagya. Okay? For this, the mind has to be trained diligently. And with that training, there is a purification. And when the mind becomes totally pure, it becomes sattvic. That's when you will experience happiness, wisdom, and vairagya, etc. All the sadguns. So wisdom we will get. How will we get wisdom? We will get wisdom because our intellect will have been purified. There will be a clean mental space because all the mal, all the impurities will have been removed by the elimination of rajas and tamas. Vairagya we will get because whatever is not in our highest interest, prayer, will automatically drop. Automatically, effortlessly, it simply drops. As the journey moves on and you become more and more sattvic in all your behavior, speaking, action, thinking, all the unnecessary baggage automatically drops, and then you develop vairagya. And happiness, obviously, because we will no longer be a slave of our selfish desires and all our old habits. So how can we reach this stage where we will experience wisdom, vairagya, and happiness? First, again and again, same thing. You must have a sattvic goal. And it must have a sattvic goal which you value. Then you have to have the determination to reach the end of that goal, the fulfillment of that goal. For that, you will also need titiksha, because it will be tough. So you need to be able to bear the hardships along the way. So what to do? Don't give up a sattvic habit that you have started. Whether it is difficult, whether you are bored, whether there's some other distraction, no, I have to go to the end of this sattvic habit that I have started, and I will not stop till I reach the goal. So that's how you will get the sattvic result of a sattvic action. Then what about rajasic action and rajasic result? Rajasic actions are not those that have been prescribed by the Vedas like the sattvic actions. So what are rajasic actions? These are prompted by our own personal desires, selfish desires which have arisen in the mind, that have risen because of attraction of our sense organs in sansar. A rajasic act is one where there will be a karta bhav, doership, and there also will be a bhokta bhav. That means you will definitely be expecting a result of that action. Now, the fruit, they say, of a rajasic act, Bhagwan says in the shloka, is sorrow. Why should it be sorrowful? So when a rajasic act is successful, you have wanted something, you have desired something, and you have got it, then why should I feel sorrow? If it is got according to my expectations, then what will happen? My senses will get gratification. So it's a gratification of the senses. Our pride will increase because I wanted this and I got it. And it will reinforce in you the idea that happiness is available in the Vishay. Happiness is available in the object that I desired. That will lead you to an attachment to that object. And you know that whenever there is an attachment to that any object, it leads to your bondage. And bondage to sansar is always full of sorrow. But what if the expected result does not come? Then the sorrow comes even earlier, because if the expected result doesn't come, you will be disappointed, you may be frustrated, you will get irritated, you may get angry, you may get sad, and all these are negative emotions and they create sorrow. Therefore, all rajasic actions lead to sorrow, whether they are successful or unsuccessful. Sattvic actions will always lead to happiness, wisdom, vairagya, etc. What about tamasic actions? Bhagwan says, oh, what is the sadhana? What is the sadhana for rajasic actions? I forgot about that. Recognize at least one rajasic habit that you have. Okay? Then convert that rajasic habit to a sattvic option, to a sattvic habit. You may have many rajasic habits, but start by one converting them into sattvic actions. That is the way you will rise from rajas to sattva. All right, but what about tamasic action and the tamasic result that will come? Bhagwan says in the shlok, the result of a tamasic action is ignorance. And ignorance, you know, is the cause of our bondage. Ignorance is the cause of us continuously being circulated in the cycle of life and death. Now, we may have lived many lives before this life, right? We may have done many tamasic actions already. We may have done a lot of adharma also, because we have not got the access before now to this shloka of Bhagwan Krishna. So we have not been exposed to the knowledge of the Shastras, and so we have collected a pile of, tamasic sanskars. And before that, we may have lived as animals. We have all lived through animal stage also before we were born as humans. And the thing is that we carry the sanskars of our animal lifetimes within us. It's still there, deeply within us. For example, when we get really angry and shout, then we are growling at others, just like a dog or just like some ferocious animal. When we snatch things away from that belong to others, then also we are displaying animalistic tendencies in spite of being human. So those who are, inclined and deeply immersed in tamas, they will not be inclined to learn the Shastras. They will not come and listen to this shloka of Bhagavad Gita. They may even ridicule it, and they don't know the difference between dharma, adharma, what is sin, what is prescribed action. And by doing more and more adharma, they are going further and further into tamas and finally into their patan, downfall. What sadhana can you give such a person? I think the only thing that can help such a person is the sanidhya of a guru. At least once or twice be exposed to a guru through a satsang. Of course, they will have the tendency to ridicule the guru. They will have a tendency to ridicule even whatever the guru says. But unconsciously, automatically, the guru will plant the seed of sattva in their mind. And then whenever the time is ripe, this lifetime or a future lifetime, that seed will sprout. And the journey will then begin from tamas to rajas to sattva. So what action we want to do will give us the corresponding result. And that is the left to every individual to decide. We have got free will. We are not forced to do anything. So you take a choice knowing fully well what each kind of action will result in. Tamas, rajas, sattva. This is your own decision to take. All right? More on all this, not tomorrow, on Monday.